The Saudi-Canadian women's rights war. Yes, Internet, it's time to address that. So, just a quick recap. This whole thing started back when Canada criticized the arrest of a women's rights activist in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia flipped out, saying they were meddling in their internal affairs, etc., etc. They started barking at each other, and eventually both countries sent the respective ambassadors home. Now, in the aftermath of this, what we've seen is that they have campaigned against each other, and it has gotten as far as Sargon of Akkad documented, link in description, got as far as Saudi Arabia putting out a poster which was sort of a 9/11 meme, if you will. It was an Air Canada airplane flying into what was the skyline of Toronto with a very, very disturbing message. Now, the Saudis then flipped that and said, no, it's just we're saying this is the ambassador flying home. That's what it's supposed to mean, but very few people buy that. Now, at any rate, the last thing I heard of this was Imam Tawhidi's tweet that recently came out with a National Post link where allegedly the Saudis have been running an active campaign against Canada, trying to make the case that Canada is the greatest oppressor of women's rights in the world. Oh, how much of a meme. You know, I don't know if we call this a cockfight or a tampon fight at this point, but the degree to which they're going off on each other is just ridiculous. Okay, so let's boil this down, shall we? So we have two countries with two very different ideologies on women. So you have the one that thinks women should be pampered and catered to and kept safe of harm, and made sure that they never hear anyone say anything bad, and you know, they get put in their little diapers and guided, and oh, you go girl, you can do this, yeah, and you know, make sure that they're given all the affirmative action and all that kind of stuff, because God forbid that we would actually think women can ever be in possession of competence. And then on the other side, you have the country wherein they just recently got the right to drive, but still can pretty much not travel without a male custodian or guardian, along with various other things. And God forbid they dress imprudent or not modestly in public, or dance or do anything of the sort. So yeah, so we have these two very different ways, and to the rational ones of us, commonsensical ones, well, I know it's an arrogant statement to claim that I'm commonsensical, but at least to people who sort of kind of think along the lines that I think on this one, a woman has two choices on this one. The country that infantilizes me versus the country that dehumanizes me. And I don't know, if I was the woman, I'd just be looking at this going, can I just have a guy who talks about how he wants to grab me by my hoo-ha? You know. So, at any rate, this looks like it's going to turn into the greatest war never fought. Which is why I'm building this campaign for all of us to honor it and celebrate it for what it is. I have created a Facebook group, and I'm going to link that. I'm probably also going to start a Gab thread and a Twitter hashtag and all that good stuff, and put that in there so we can collect all the beautiful memes that we can come up with, and links and articles and stories and details and updates about this fierce feud between these two rivals, both pioneering for the greater good of women worldwide. On that note, Viking out.